All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving deep into the minds of 100 entrepreneurs.
100 entrepreneurs worth over $100 million each.
That's right, 100 entrepreneurs, each worth over $100 million.
Now, that's a lot of brain power.
Yeah, it is. But don't worry, we're not going to overload you with information or anything.
Think of this deep dive as like a crash course.
Yeah, a crash course in what it takes to think like an entrepreneur.
And to give you a little taste, we'll be hearing from some big names.
Oh, yeah, we're talking Oprah.
Steve Jobs.
Even Kanye West drops some wisdom in this mix.
See, you'd think with all these different people from different industries, their advice would be all over the place, right?
Yeah, you'd think that.
But here's the thing.
What?
There are these surprising common threads that run through all of their advice.
Really?
It's like they're all secretly reading from the same playbook.
So that's what we're going to try to uncover in this deep dive.
We're going to decode that playbook for you. All right, so the first theme that we noticed was this idea of mindset over method.
Mindset over method.
This is all about how these entrepreneurs approach challenges and opportunities.
And how is that different from just, using a specific method?
Well, it's like building a house.
Okay.
You wouldn't start by hanging curtains, right? You need a solid foundation first.
Right.
And that's what mindset is.
It's the foundation.
It's the foundation for everything else.
Okay, so it sounds like mindset is pretty important.
Absolutely.
So how about we start with an example?
Perfect.
Okay, how about Steve Jobs?
Oh, yeah. Steve Jobs, the Apple guy.
Yeah, and, his famous last day question?
Refresh my memory.
Well, every morning he would ask himself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today?
Whoa. Right? That's intense.
I know, right? That's like a serious gut check.
It is. But you know what? It's also about making sure that you're spending your time on things that really matter to you.
For sure. So what about when we hit those inevitable roadblocks?
Yeah. Nobody's journey is perfectly smooth.
Exactly. And J.K. Rowling is a great example.
J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author.
Yeah, before Harry Potter took off, she considered herself a total failure.
A failure.
Yeah, she was divorced, jobless, struggling financially.
Not exactly the picture of a billionaire author.
No, not at all. But get this. She actually says that all of those tough times, those were the things that gave her the grit and determination to succeed.
Really?
Yeah. She said that rock bottom became the solid foundation on which she rebuilt her life.
Wow. I never thought of it like that.
Right. So failure isn't the opposite of success.
Okay.
It's part of the journey.
Part of the journey.
Yeah, you got to have those lows to appreciate the highs.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's not just about accepting failure. It's about what you learn from it and how you use it to grow.
Exactly. And this reminds me of Tiger Woods.
The golfer.
Yeah, his swing.
Yeah, it's kind of unique.
Yeah, it's not textbook perfect.
But it works for him.
Exactly. He found what works for him.
He didn't try to fit into someone else's mold.
So find your system, not the system.
Yes.
That's going on a sticky note.
That's a good one. It's so easy to compare ourselves to others and try to copy what they're doing.
Totally. But you know what? We all have our own unique path.
We do.
And that's more than okay.
More than okay. And once you find that path, you have to have the confidence to stick with it, even when people doubt you.
Yeah. And speaking of people who faced a lot of doubt, Walt Disney, he dealt with so much pressure and uncertainty.
He did. He had a lot on his plate.
He did. And he had this quote about worry.
Oh, yeah? What was it?
He said, "Why worry? If you've done the best you can, worrying won't make it any better."
So true.
Right.
Let go of what you can't control.
And focus on what you can.
Exactly. So I guess if we're connecting all of these mindset docs,
Yeah.
we're seeing self-awareness
Resilient.
and focusing on the process rather than just the outcome.
Yeah, it's all about the journey, not just the destination.
Exactly. And for our listeners, this means building that mental toughness, that unshakable belief in yourself before you even think about strategies and tactics.
Because the tactics won't get you anywhere without the right mindset.
100%.
Hey, okay, so we've tackled mindset now. Let's move on to something that might seem a little counterintuitive.
Oh, what's that?
The human element.
The human element.
Yeah, it's easy to think of business as all numbers and strategy.
By spreadsheets and algorithms.
But these entrepreneurs, they're highlighting the importance of relationships.
And understanding people.
Yeah.
You'd think that all the data and tech we have these days,
Yeah.
human connection wouldn't matter as much.
Right.
But it seems like it's even more important now.
I think you're right. So what's a good example of this?
Well, how about Michael Dell?
Founder of Dell Computers.
That's when he said, never be the smartest person in the room.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. And if you are, I suggest you find a different room.
He's not saying you shouldn't be smart, though, right?
No, not at all. He's saying you should surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you.
Yeah, people who bring different ideas to the table.
It's about acknowledging that you don't have all the answers.
And that collaboration is key.
Absolutely. And sometimes the best ideas come from the most unexpected sources.
Totally. And, even billionaires need help sometimes.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Chick Wilson, the founder of Lululemon, he openly admits to asking for help.
Huh, interesting.
He said the best advice he ever got was to just ask when he needed help.
Makes sense.
And you know what he said? People actually love to help.
That's true. I like helping people.
Right.
It feels good to be useful.
It does. So we've got asking for help, but what about listening to your customers?
That's a big one.
Huge. And Mark Cuban, he's got a really straightforward view on this.
Lay it on me.
He says, treat your customers like they own you because they do.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right?
So you're not just building a business for yourself, you're building it for your customers. And that means really understanding their needs and giving them something valuable.
Yeah, it's about building relationships, not just transactions.
I like that. And, Steve Case, the co-founder of AOL, he sums this up perfectly.
What did he say?
He said, no matter what you do in life, your ability to succeed will be largely dependent on your ability to work with people.
That's a fact.
It's simple, but so true.
It really is. So even in this crazy tech-driven world we live in,
Yeah.
human connection is still so important.
It's like the secret sauce.
It is. So for all you listeners out there,
Yeah?
remember to nurture those relationships
Be a good listener.
and always look for ways to add value to other people's lives.
I think we should move on to our next theme.
Yeah. What do you think about actionable productivity?
Actionable productivity. I love it. Let's dive in.
Okay, so we all have the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But these entrepreneurs have figured out some pretty clever ways to make the most of their time.
They have.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jack Dorsey,
Okay, the Twitter and Square guy.
the one and only.
Ah.
He's famous for working like 16-hour days.
I know, it's crazy.
But he had a system for it.
Really?
He would divide his week into these themed days.
Team days, like what?
Like one day for management, one day for product, one day for marketing. You get the idea.
Oh, that's interesting.
That way he could really focus on each area without having to constantly switch gears.
So it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter.
Exactly. Find a system that works for you and helps you focus on what really matters.
Love it.
And you can apply this to your own life, even if you're not running, a billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you dedicate certain days to creative work and other days to those like admin tasks that we all have to do.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? It's all about finding a rhythm that helps you be your most productive self.
Structure for the win.
You got it. Okay, now for something that might surprise you.
Yeah, okay. I'm listening.
Bill Gates. He's a big advocate for learning from unhappy customers.
Unhappy customers.
Yeah, he believes they offer the most valuable feedback.
That's interesting. Why would he think that?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
Happy customers, they'll tell you what you're doing right.
Okay.
But unhappy customers, they'll tell you what you need to fix.
And that's how you get better.
Exactly. You turn that negative feedback into a positive force for improvement.
Okay. I'm on board. Speaking of feedback,
Yeah.
how about Eric Schmidt's email hacks?
From his Google days.
Yeah, remember OIIO?
Only handle it once.
Yes. And LIFO.
Last in, first out.
Those were some serious productivity boosters.
Right. And the idea is to streamline your workflow, get rid of all those unnecessary steps.
So you can apply that to anything, not just email.
That's right. Now, if you want a super simple email system,
I do.
Gina Trapani, the founder of Lifehacker, she's got you covered.
Tell me more.
3 folders.
Okay.
Follow up, hold, and archive.
So simple.
And it really helps to cut through the clutter and focus on what needs attention.
And that's something that really resonates with our listeners, right?
It does. It's all about managing that information overload and staying on top of your game.
I'm feeling more productive already.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, how about we take a little breather?
Yeah, I could use that.
Let's talk about theme number 4. Beyond the hustle.
Beyond the hustle.
Yeah, you might think that these high achievers, they're all about working all the time.
That's what I was thinking.
But they actually put a lot of emphasis on well-being and balance.
Really?
They've kind of figured out how to achieve massive success without sacrificing their health and happiness.
That's the dream.
It is. And there's a lot we can learn from them.
What?
We'll take Ray Dalio.
The hedge fund guy.
Yeah, he's a big meditator.
A meditator.
He uses it to manage his ego and make better decisions.
That's interesting. And he's not the only one, right?
Not even close. Mark Benioff, the founder of Salesforce, he's also a big believer in meditation.
So it seems like there's a trend here.
Yeah, it's all about finding that inner peace and clarity amidst the chaos of running a business.
Makes sense.
And it's not just about meditation either. Oprah. She talks about slowing down and appreciating the little things.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Like even on her busiest days, she'll take a moment to just stop and look at a tree or a flower or the sunlight.
So it's about finding those moments of gratitude.
Exactly. Even in a hectic schedule.
Okay, now for a more refreshing perspective.
Let's hear it.
Jim Koch, the Sam Adams beer guy.
Oh, yeah.
He famously said that being rich is a booby prize for people who didn't get what they really wanted.
Oh, wow.
Right? He's basically saying that happiness trumps riches.
It's a good reminder that success shouldn't come at the expense of your well-being.
Your health.
Your relationships.
It's all connected.
It is. So it's about finding that balance.
That sweet spot where you're achieving your goals, but also taking care of yourself.
And not just physically.
Right. Mentally and emotionally, too.
Because what's the point of all this success if you're not happy?
Exactly. You've got to enjoy the ride.
All right, you ready for my favorite part?
I think so. Hit me with it.
Theme 5, unexpected wisdom.
Unexpected wisdom.
These are those nuggets of advice that make you go, wait, what?
Haha. I love this. Me too. But they always contain these surprising insights.
Like what?
Okay, how about Elizabeth Holmes?
The Theranos founder.
Yeah.
Okay, we know things didn't exactly go as planned with that company.
Yeah.
But her decision to wear the same black turtleneck every day, that's pretty intriguing. It's about minimizing distractions and focusing on what matters.
Right, less time picking out clothes, more time changing the world.
Or at least trying to.
Yeah, so it's like a uniform for your mind.
That's a good way to put it.
And then we have Dr. Dre.
The music legend.
Yeah, he studies bad music.
Bad music.
Bad music.
Why would he do that?
To inform his own creative process.
Interesting. So by understanding what doesn't work,
he gets a clearer picture of what does work.
That's actually pretty clever.
It's like learning from the mistakes of others so you don't have to make them yourself.
I like that. And it applies to more than just music, right?
For sure.
You can learn from failures in any field.
Okay, and speaking of success, Kanye West, he says, if you admire someone, tell them. People never get the flowers when they can still smell them.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's powerful.
It's about expressing your appreciation while people can still hear it.
So true. Don't wait.
Yeah, we often wait until it's too late.
We do. So what we're seeing in this theme is that success isn't always about following the rules.
Right. Sometimes you have to think outside the box.
And find inspiration in unexpected places.
And for you listening out there, this means being open to new ideas.
Challenge those assumptions.
And find those unconventional paths that could lead you to something amazing.
That's what it's all about.
We've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive, but trust me, we're just getting started.
Stay tuned. We're going to be digging even deeper into the minds of these incredible entrepreneurs.
You won't want to miss it.
Yeah, those unexpected insights are like little firecrackers for your brain.
They totally shake things up and make you rethink everything.
Exactly. And speaking of shaking things up, let's talk about Jeff Bezos.
The Amazon guy?
Yeah, Mr. Amazon himself.
What's his secret sauce?
Well, his approach to building a lasting business is all about what he calls timeless human desires.
Timeless human desires.
Yeah, you know, the things people will always want no matter what happens in the future. Like low prices.
Okay, that makes sense.
Huge selection.
For sure.
And fast delivery.
So Amazon's whole strategy is built around things that people always want.
Exactly. He tapped into something fundamental about human nature.
And built an empire around it.
It's pretty genius when you think about it.
So what can our listeners take away from this?
Well, think about your own field, your own goals. What are those timeless desires, those underlying needs that you can tap into?
Okay, that's a good one. Now, this next one might sound a little counterintuitive.
Oh, I love counterintuitive advice.
Me too, Evan Williams.
The guy behind Blogger, Twitter, and Medium.
Yeah, he actually advocates for doing less.
Doing less.
Doing less.
In a world that's obsessed with hustling more, that's pretty radical.
It is, but it's not about being lazy, right?
No. It's about focus.
Okay.
He says new companies should do fewer things.
Like what kinds of things?
Fewer partnerships, fewer marketing opportunities, anything that's pulling them in too many directions.
So basically he's saying no more often.
Yeah, saying no is just as important as saying yes.
It's like if you chase 2 rabbits, you'll catch neither.
Exactly. And this actually aligns with Warren Buffett's famous not-to-do list.
Not-to-do list.
Yeah, he recommends figuring out which activities drain your time and energy without actually helping you reach your goals.
And then what?
Get rid of them.
Just cut them out.
Eliminate them completely.
So it's about being intentional with your time and energy.
100%. It's about doing the right things, not just more things.
I love that. Okay, now let's talk about speed and agility.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
Mark Zuckerberg?
The Facebook guy.
Yeah, he's known for his move fast and break things philosophy.
Move fast and break things.
It sounds kind of reckless.
It does, but it's really about encouraging experimentation.
Okay.
Iteration, learning from your mistakes.
So it's that done is better than perfect mentality.
Exactly. Get it out there, test it, learn from it, and make it better.
So you don't have to wait until everything's perfect before you launch.
Nope. Sometimes the best way to learn is by doing.
I like that. And speaking of learning, Michael Bloomberg,
The former mayor of New York.
yeah, he believes that learning never stops,
Never.
even for Nobel Prize winners.
Wow.
He's all about continuous growth and that constant hunger for knowledge.
That's the growth mindset in action.
It is always be learning, always be growing, no matter what stage you're at.
Couldn't agree more.
And don't forget to have fun along the way.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Jim Koch, our friend from Sam Adams.
The beer guy.
Yeah, he reminds us that happiness is more valuable than riches.
So true. It's not about the destination. It's about enjoying the journey.
Exactly. Find work that aligns with your values and passions.
That way, even the tough days feel rewarding.
Okay, now for a story that really resonated with me,
I'm all ears.
Mohamed El-Erian.
Who's that?
He was the CEO of a $1 trillion company.
Wow, that's a big job.
Huge. And he actually quit.
He quit.
Yeah, after his daughter gave him a list of all the important events he had missed in her life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, talk about a wake-up call.
That's a big one.
It really is. It reminds us that work-life balance is so important.
It's not just a buzzword.
It's about making conscious choices about how you spend your time.
Setting boundaries.
Because at the end of the day, our relationships and our well-being are what truly matter.
So true. It's inspiring to see someone like El-Erian prioritize his family like that.
It is. Okay, let's talk about career paths.
Career paths, interesting.
Yeah, Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook,
Powerful lady.
she sees career paths as a jungle gym, not a ladder.
A jungle gym.
A jungle gym.
Meaning it's not always a straight shot to the top.
Exactly. There are twists and turns, unexpected detours, maybe even a few dead ends along the way.
So it's more about exploration.
Yeah, trying different things and finding what works for you.
Even if it's not the most conventional path.
And this ties in with Charles Koch's belief in challenging the status quo.
Charles Koch, the businessman and philanthropist.
Yeah, he's all about constantly seeking new opportunities for growth.
He's not afraid to shake things up.
So embrace change.
And see it as a chance to grow.
Okay, now let's talk about mastering your craft.
That's essential.
George Lucas.
The Star Wars creator.
He emphasizes the importance of focusing on the fundamentals.
The fundamentals.
Yeah, he warns against getting too caught up in the latest trends or technology.
He's got a point.
So build a strong foundation, master the basics.
And then let your creativity shine.
Love it. Okay, this next one comes from someone you might not expect.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Steve Ballmer.
The former CEO of Microsoft.
He believes that tenacity is more important than passion.
Tenacity more important than passion.
Yeah, he argues that passion can fade,
Okay.
but tenacity, that grit and determination to keep going even when things get tough.
That's what separates the successful from everyone else.
Exactly. And you know, this actually connects with Serena Williams' perspective on luck.
What did she say?
She says luck has nothing to do with her success.
Really?
It's all about hard work, dedication, and putting in the hours.
Wow, she's a beast.
Yeah, and she's a great example of how success isn't just about talent
Right.
or being in the right place at the right time
It's about the effort you put in
and the sacrifices you make.
and that unwavering belief in yourself.
Exactly. And speaking of believing in yourself,
Yeah?
Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google,
Another brilliant mind.
he emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement.
Continuous improver.
Always be learning, always be striving to be better, never settle.
There's always room to grow, no matter how successful you become.
It's the growth mindset again.
I love it. Always be learning.
That's what we're all about here at The Deep Dive.
Speaking of insights, let's hear from a few more of these entrepreneurial minds.
Sounds good.
Reed Hastings, the CEO of Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I love Netflix.
It's got a surprising approach to leadership.
Tell me more.
He believes in making as few decisions as possible.
As few decisions as possible.
Yeah. Instead, he focuses on hiring talented people
Okay.
and then empowering them to make their own decisions.
So it's about building a culture of trust.
Exactly. And this actually connects with Phil Knight's advice.
Phil Knight, the Nike guy.
Yeah, he talks about defining your focus statement.
Focus statement.
It's like a clear and concise articulation of your company's mission and goals.
Like a North Star.
Exactly. For Nike, it was to be the world's best sports and fitness company.
That's a pretty good focus statement.
It is. And it helped them stay on track and avoid distractions.
I like that. Okay, now for a slightly more controversial figure.
Oh boy, who is it?
Larry Ellison.
The CEO of Oracle.
He's known for his strong personality.
And his belief that the fear of failure is a powerful motivator.
Fear of failure as motivation.
Yeah. He thinks it can push you to achieve great things.
It's about channeling that fear into positive action.
Exactly. Not letting it paralyze you, but using it to your advantage.
So don't be afraid to fail.
Embrace it and learn from it.
Okay, now for a more inspiring story.
I love those.
John Paul DeJoria.
Who's he?
He's the co-founder of Paul Mitchell Hair Products.
Oh, wow.
And Patron Tequila.
I've heard of those.
He faced a lot of hardship early in his life.
Like what?
He even experienced homelessness.
Really?
But he never lost his optimism.
That's incredible.
He always believed in his vision.
So it's about having faith in yourself even when things are tough.
Exactly. And never giving up on your dreams.
His story is a great reminder that success is often born out of struggle.
And that the greatest achievements come to those who persevere.
I think that's a perfect note to end on.
It is. We'll be back with more inspiring stories and insights in the next part of our deep dive. Yeah, it's amazing how they can take those challenges and use them as fuel.
It's like they're turning adversity into an advantage.
Totally. And it actually brings us to our next topic, teamwork and delegation.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Something like that. And Peter Thiel, he's got some interesting thoughts on this.
Peter Thiel, the PayPal guy.
Yeah, and a big-time investor.
Okay, what's his take?
Well, he believes in giving people a super clear focus.
Super clear focus.
Yeah, like one specific thing to own and be responsible for.
Interesting. Why does he do that?
He says it creates clarity and lets people really excel in their area of expertise.
So no more juggling a million different tasks.
Exactly. And it actually aligns with Reed Hastings' leadership style at Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Remember how he tries to make as few decisions as possible?
Yeah, he trusts his team to make the calls.
It's all about empowering people.
And that leads to better results.
Makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears for a second and talk about fashion.
Okay, I'm listening.
Miuccia Prada.
The Prada lady.
The one and only. She has a really interesting perspective on aging.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Well, she encourages women to embrace their individuality.
Okay.
And to avoid trying to, tame themselves as they get older.
Well, it's about confidence and self-expression at any age.
Exactly. Aging gracefully.
Love it. And speaking of style, Ralph Lauren, he emphasizes the importance of listening to your market.
Oh, yeah. Your customers.
He says the biggest mistake businesses make is creating products based on their own desires.
Instead of what their customers actually want.
Just basic.
It is.
It's so easy to forget.
Totally. We get caught up in our own heads.
So the takeaway here is to solve problems for your customers.
Don't just create things you think are cool.
Okay, now let's hear from someone who prefers a quieter approach.
A quieter approach. Who are we talking about?
Dietrich Mateschitz, the founder of Red Bull.
Red Bull gives you wings.
He values quality over quantity when it comes to relationships.
Oh, yeah. I can relate to that.
So it's not about having a ton of superficial connections.
It's about those deep, meaningful relationships.
The ones you can really rely on.
That's what matters. All right, you ready for a bigger personality?
Hit me with it.
David Geffen.
The music and entertainment mogul.
He built a massive empire.
And he's not afraid to speak his mind.
He's definitely got that larger-than-life personality.
Yeah, and he's a big believer in confidence.
Confidence is key.
It is. And speaking of confidence, how about Evan Spiegel?
The Snapchat CEO?
Remember when he turned down a $3 billion offer from Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah, that was a bold move.
He believed in his vision for Snapchat.
And he was willing to bet on himself.
Sometimes saying no to a seemingly amazing opportunity
Can lead to something even better.
That's a good reminder. And this reminds me of John D. Rockefeller.
John D. Rockefeller, the richest man in American history.
He always encouraged people to forge their own path.
Don't just follow the crowd.
Find your own way to create value.
I like that. And, Eli Broad, he embodies that spirit.
Eli Broad, the guy who built 2 Fortune 500 companies.
In different industries, no less.
Yeah, he's got that hunger for new challenges.
He's always pushing himself.
Never settling.
Now, let's bring things back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
Travis Kalanick, the CEO of Uber.
What's his advice?
He encourages entrepreneurs to focus on solving problems.
Not just making money.
He believes that real fulfillment comes from making a positive impact on the world.
And speaking of making a positive impact, who better than Richard Branson?
Richard Branson, the ultimate adventurer.
He's all about having fun.
Enjoying the ride.
If you're not having fun, what's the point?
Right. Find work that feels like play.
And that energizes you.
Exactly. Okay, let's talk about collaboration and mentorship.
Okay, those are important.
They are. Take Beyoncé, for example.
Queen Bey.
She surrounds herself with a talented team.
Her friends, her advisors.
She knows she can't do it all alone.
And she recognizes that working with the best will elevate her own performance.
It's about building a team that complements your skills.
And now, for someone from a completely different world...
Who's that?
Vince McMahon.
The WWE guy.
Yeah, he uses exercise as a mental reset button.
To clear his head.
And prepare for the demands of running a global entertainment empire.
It highlights the importance of taking care of yourself.
Both physically and mentally.
So true. Okay, time for a little wisdom from Jack Nicholson.
The legendary actor.
What's his take?
He says, we're more likely to regret the things we didn't do
than the things we did.
It's a call to action to take risks.
Pursue your dream.
And live life to the fullest.
Because you only get one shot.
Exactly. And Jay-Z, he talks about the importance of paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
Yeah, like mentoring the next generation.
He learned from the best. And then he helped to launch the careers of other artists.
Like Kanye West and Rihanna.
That's a beautiful cycle.
It is. So we've got mentorship and then we have leadership.
What about leadership?
Herb Kelleher, the former CEO of Southwest Airlines.
Oh, yeah. What did he do?
He led with love, not fear.
Led with love, not fear.
Yeah, he created a positive and supportive work environment.
Where employees felt valued.
Exactly. And speaking of feeling good, Russell Simmons, he emphasizes the importance of meditation.
Meditation for inner peace.
Finding that stillness amidst the chaos.
I love that.
Yep.
Now, what about James Patterson?
The best-selling author.
Yeah, what's his advice?
He says confidence is key, especially when you're first starting out.
Everyone experiences self-doubt.
But you have to keep pushing forward.
Believe in yourself.
And John Grisham, he encourages writers to engage with the world.
To experience life.
So they have something meaningful to say.
It's about bringing authenticity to your work.
And Stephen King, he says, turn off the TV.
Turn off the TV.
And engage with the real world.
Find inspiration in everyday life.
And then there's Aaron Levy, the CEO of Box.
What's his advice?
He believes in that final 10% effort.
That extra push.
The attention to detail.
It's what separates good from great.
So go above and beyond. Exceed those expectations.
Deliver exceptional results.
I like that. Now let's hear from Roxanne Quimby.
The co-founder of Burt's Bees.
I love their lip balm.
She reminds us that success isn't about one big idea.
It's about a series of small, well-executed decisions.
Consistency, attention to detail.
Making smart choices day after day. And Sean Diddy Combs, he adds a financial perspective.
Oh yeah, what's that?
He says, only invest in what you understand.
Minimize risk.
Leverage your expertise.
This is smart. Now what about Howard Stern?
The shock jock himself.
He's definitely one of a kind.
He built his career by breaking the rules.
And being unapologetically himself.
So don't be afraid to stand out.
Even if it means ruffling a few feathers.
And Andrew Carnegie had a similar attitude.
Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate.
Yeah, he famously said, don't ask for permission, beg for forgiveness.
Be proactive, take initiative.
And Kanye West, even with his sometimes controversial persona.
He's got some good advice.
He does. He says, if you admire someone, tell them.
It's so simple.
But so powerful.
Express your appreciation.
Wow, what a journey.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. We've explored the minds of 100 entrepreneurs.
Uncovering their secrets to success.
Their struggles, their triumph.
Their unique perspectives.
And it's clear that success isn't a one-size-fits-all formula.
No, it's about finding what works for you.
Leveraging your strengths.
And constantly adapting.
But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
It's about more than just making money.
So much more.
It's about personal growth.
Fulfillment.
And making a positive impact.
So keep learning, keep growing.
Keep pushing yourself to be the best version of you.
And remember, even small decisions can have a big impact.
So choose wisely. Act boldly.
And never stop learning.
Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be diving into your success story.
That would be awesome. Until then, keep exploring and keep diving deep.